people on the internet. My name is LHI Fox, and today we're gonna be looking at what if I was in charge of Total Drama All Stars and how I would change it. So, before we start the video, I just want you to know that I opened a fandom account. I told it in my last video, and if you want to see things that you can't see here, like how I would change Total Drama All Stars, I already uploaded my script for here. Yes, this is a scripted video. And if you just want to see goofs and things, I like to post random things of what I like, and I hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you noticed, I have a problem with speaking a little sometimes. Sometimes my mouth is just dry. So I brought a glass of water. So yeah, we'll be drinking a lot of the video. It's summertime. Total Drama All Stars. A lot of fans hate this season. They completely despise it because of Mike and Zoe and Mel and Courtney and all that. While Total Drama All Stars for me is not the best season, I find some things in it to be very good, and I liked it a lot. It's not the best season. So I'm gonna talk about how I would change it. And I like to say change and not fix, because fix just sounds, this season is so bad, it needs to be fixed. No, it can be changed, not fixed. I kind of feel bad talking about that. So before we start talking about the episodes, let's go over the cast. So even though you could argue that Pocketo Island should have came first and then the All-Star season, I'm gonna work with what they wanted. I'm gonna work with 7 from the original cast and 7 players from the Revenge of the Island cast. I'm not gonna change all. I only have one change for a cast member, but most of them are exactly the same. All the TDI characters are exactly the same. I'm gonna be bringing Heather, Courtney, Duncan, Gwen, Alejandro, Sierra, and Lindsay. And from the Revenge of the Island cast, I'm gonna be bringing Mike, Zoe, Scott, Cameron, Joe, and Lightning. But instead of bringing Sam, I'm gonna be bringing someone who has more potential, and you probably have seen her in the background, Dawn. I'm gonna be bringing Dawn. I feel like it wouldn't be that bad, because if they consider Sam to be good enough to be an All Stars, she played well enough. I think that Dawn has achieved as much as Sam achieved. Great. So now let's talk about something controversial: the teams, the heroes versus villains thing. Well, I think that it's okay. I didn't really like it, but I like it more than the average fan. I think that I will change the teams. Now, I'm just gonna be saying now. People who say that it should be island characters versus Revenge of the Island characters, I think that's just stupid. You know why? Because it will stop interactions between between the generations. We couldn't have Courtney and Scott. We couldn't have had Duncan and Zoe. We couldn't have had any of those things if those teams. Only the people that made it to merge. So I made it another team. So the team's format here is the screaming maggots and the killer rats. Basically, if you were a screaming gopher and if you were a mutant maggots, you will be put in the screaming maggots. And if you were in the killer bass or the toxic rats, you will go there. So I think that this team format is maybe not the best, but it's definitely better than Heroes versus Villains and Revenge of the Island versus Island. So, take a sip of water and go with me after. Okay, and go to the first episode. Because I can't really use the name Heroes versus Villains, I called it Rats versus Gophers. But you can change it. The challenge is the same, and it will be referenced on Not So Happy Campers Part 2 and Broadway Baby. So yeah, almost everything will be the same. The Screaming Maggots win by Alejandro, like how the villains won, and the eliminated contestant is Lightning. He was not, and the reason is because he was not able to differentiate between a key and other strange underwater objects. That sounds weird, but it's like how Tyler did it in the Jamaica challenge. I found that funny, so maybe it will be good here. So, if for every episode I'm gonna tell the winner, who's eliminated, and remarks. So, I have 4 remarks for this. Number 1, Scott is trying to grow an attraction to Courtney but can't really do it because they're in different teams. Wait, no, they are in the same team, I said. Courtney makes a fake alliance with Duncan, but they both know that they're gonna eliminate the distraction. Dawn, as always, trying to hate Scott because of what happened last season, and Mike, like last season, can't access in his other personalities. Now, episode 2, Evil Dread, based on Can't Help Falling in Love. I can't pronounce that. So the challenge is again dig up 3D puzzle pieces at the beach to assemble an international landmark, like how they did it in the actual episode. And the winners are the Killer Rats, and they've won because of Dawn. Yeah, always when there's a team, I'm gonna tell who did it, and Dawn is gonna win a lot of challenges, believe me. And the eliminated contestants from the Screaming Maggots is Lindsay. Yeah, what I told here, I'm not sure if this will actually go into the season, but let's see. And Lindsay's because she kept talking about fashion and not helping with the challenge. Yeah, because it's like always. I don't think it will be very hard to eliminate Lindsay. She doesn't have much skills. Yeah. Okay. Courtney talks to Dawn and Scott about eliminating Duncan next, and Duncan talks to Sierra and Joe about eliminating Courtney next. Okay, I just forgot to tell the teams. The teams for the Screaming Maggots are Heather, Gwen, Alejandro, Lindsay, Mike, Zoe, and Cameron, while the Killer Bass is Courtney, Duncan, Sierra, Scott, Dawn, Joe, and Lightning. Yeah, I just forgot to tell that. Okay. Cameron is trying to help to Mike get his other personas back, but in the process creates the fifth evil persona, Mal. Okay. And Courtney starts to grow a dislike of Gwen because of... I don't need to explain. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just talking about Mel for a second. I forgot. Mel is a part of the season because I think that it will give the season a good antagonist. But if it wouldn't work, I also gave the season a secondary antagonist. The antagonist was an antagonist in a different season, and let's say the antagonist failed. And of course, I'm talking about Courtney. Yeah, Courtney's gonna be a secondary antagonist for this season. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. In the third episode, Saving Private Lynchball, the challenge is exactly the same. I'm telling what the challenge is because I changed some of them. Yeah, but let's see. The winners are the Screaming Maggots because of Gwen, and the eliminated contestant is Duncan. Because there was an actual tie between him and Courtney is very good at tiebreaker, so she won. And remarks. Because Courtney and Gwen were the strongest players of their teams, Chris made them switch teams. So now Gwen is a part of the Killer Rats, while Courtney is a part of the Screaming Maggots. While Gwen is greeted with love, Courtney not so much. As Gwen and Duncan broke up, I didn't really include the reason because I didn't really think of it, but we'll see. Episode 4, Food Fight. The challenge is exactly the same. Wait a second, I need to drink. Yeah. The winner are the Killer Rats, and because Dawn won the challenge for them. And the eliminated contestant is Cameron, because of his very low strength. And let's look at the remarks. Zoe is the only person on the Screaming Maggots to greet Courtney with goodness, and they formed an alliance. While Zoe chose to like Courtney and see the alliance as friendship, Courtney again tried to use Zoe as another vote. See what I'm talking about? Gwen and Dawn form an unlikely friendship. I didn't know why I put forms. I'm bad at English. I'm changed it now. And Heather is shown to be trying to eliminate Alejandro. And Mal fully takes over Mike's body. Okay, we've ended with the remarks. Let's go into episode 5, Moon Madness. The challenge is exactly the same, but the only change I did, we can all agree that it was so stupid of them to say that it is based on the treasure island of Dr. McLean, so I changed the reference to Finders Creepers, which is actually one of my favorite episodes from Revenge of the Island. Okay, the winners are the Killer Rats because of Zoe, and the eliminated contestant is Heather, because Alejandro found an idol and eliminated her. Alejandro found the idol while no one was trying to look, and eliminated Heather, but all of the other votes were for Alejandro because Heather tried to eliminate him. Okay, episode 6, because I think that because of what happened in the actual episode was moved to the episode before it. I think that also I don't really have a name for it, and a lot of them I don't really have a name for. Yeah. So episode 6. The challenge is to find most. It's exactly the same, okay, but why am I keeps I can't talk today. That's why I brought a cup of water. A cup of water helps everything. Okay, a reference wasn't isn't made, so I think that it should be either the second episode of Total Drama Action, or the episode is or the episode with the Condor World Tour. In a Rappa, I can't remember it. And you know which one I'm talking about. And the winners are the Screaming Maggots. I didn't really tell how they won, but the eliminated contestant is Sierra, because she was really obsessed with Courtney, and because Mal made her vote it off. Mal voted her off. Okay, remarks. Yes. Courtney and Zoe's alliance is trying to eliminate Alejandro next. Alejandro is trying to suspect Mike and or Mel. Mike is trying to escape his subconscious. Mel manipulated Sierra into not helping in the challenge, and it's why. And Scott admitted his feelings to Courtney, and Courtney realizes that she has feelings too. Episode 7, Sucker Sponged, as I told in my top 10 episodes, is my favorite episode from this season, and I'll put it on the you know what I'm talking about, yeah. I'm in the little thing, you know, yeah. Okay, so the episode is gonna turn the same, but it's actually very close, but both teams were tied, so Chris eliminated no one. Okay, remarks. Courtney and Gwen patched their friendships again, like in the actual episode, and Izzy made a cameo as Mal's opponent, and because I forgot to tell it, Alejandro got closer on his big brother, but I forgot to write it here, so yeah. The merge is happening. The merge this season is Joe, Courtney, Zoe, Mike and or Mel, Scott, Gwen, Alejandro, and Dawn. Episode 8. You're gotta be kidding. The challenge is exactly the same, but because a reference weren't made, I put it my favorite episode, Planes, Trains, and Hot Air Mobiles, because of the end. And the winner is Dawn. Yeah. And unlike the other episode, what would happen in the episode is the last person to arrive would be eliminated immediately. So the last person was Joe. Yeah, and Dawn has mystical powers, so she was able to get to shore first. Yeah. Remarks Courtney, Gwen, Zoe, and Scott teamed up to win, and Alejandra and Mel make a faked alliance and teamed up. Episode 8, Zeke and the Eshel Find. The challenge is exactly the same, but because the challenge wasn't what it was supposed to be, then no reference is made. The winner is Courtney. She actually teamed up with Scott, but ladies first. Scott gave her the win. Eliminated contestant is Dawn. Dawn, she scared everyone with her. She scared everyone with her aura reading, or Mel voted her off. Mel voted her out. It's kind of merging together to be the same. Now let me take a sip of water before I go into the remarks. Okay. So Scott and Courtney started officially dating, as I told. Alejandro dissolved his alliance with Mel after finding out that Mel is evil, and Ezekiel made a cameo by trapping Chris. Okay, now let's go into episode 10. I don't actually have a name for it because the challenge is different. The challenge is The challenge is two campers of the final six are paired up in an obstacle course, and based on the trial by triarmed triathlon and Niagara Brawls. I didn't actually say Niagara Brawls in my script, but I'm putting it now because it makes sense. Okay, the winners are the pair of Mel and Zoe, and the eliminated contestant is Alejandro. And the pairs were Mel and Zoe, Courtney and Scott, and Alejandro and Gwen. And Alejandro tried to blackmail off the island, but it didn't work. Episode 11, it's one of the worst episodes of the actual season, but I changed the challenge. Actually, if you noticed, my final six is the same final six that was and the final five. Now I'm running out of water, so let's do this fast. So the challenge is have you all played the game? Have you played the game Among Us? So you are either an imposter and you try to kill everyone in the game, or you're a crewmate and try to finish tasks. You know what I'm talking about. You all played the game. So the winner is Zoe. She was a crewmate, and Gwen was eliminated off the island. And remarks Zoe finds out about Mel's true nature. Mike was able to capture all his personas to stop Mel, and Mel was the monster of the game. If you want to know. Episode 12: The Bold and the Beautiful. Search for various items throughout the island and bring them back to Chris is the challenge. And it was a very good challenge, and because a reference wasn't made, it's very obvious that it's search and do not destroy. The winner of the challenge is Zoe. And the eliminated contestant was actually two people. Scott, because he came back with nothing, and Mike. Zoe eliminated him because she thought he was still Mel, but as I'm gonna tell you in the remarks, Mike fully takes over his body and destroys Mel. After already choosing who to eliminate, Zoe learns the truth about Mike, and Courtney and Zoe battle it out for the $1 million. It's an all-girls finale. Yeah. Okay, Episode 13, the final reckoning. What the actual challenge is to go through every single finale that has happened, from Island, the very last episode, really, through Action, Mutiny on the Soundstage, World Tour, Hawaiian Punched, and ending with Revenge of the Island. Brains vs. Bronze, the ultimate showdown. Then you're racing with the boats to the finish line. And you get to pick two helpers. And Team Courtney is Scott and Gwen, and Team Zoe are Mike and Zoe. And Mike and Dawn. I'm sorry. Yeah. Remarks: Courtney has no problems with the island and action parts, while Zoe have no problems with the world tour and Revenge of the Island. There's a lot of tension in the finale in the boat race. Because feels no drama, he makes Dawn, Gwen, Scott, and Mike have another chance at the million, but all of them still support their respective masters. According to the region, Zoe or Courtney wins the $1 million, and Camp Wawanakwa sinks to the ground, like it did. That was a long one, right? So I think that sums up what I think of Total Drama All Stars. I very like this season, but I think that what I did for it will make it better. What do you think? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you want to kill me because I like it? Comment down below. And now I'm gonna hide in my house so you won't go and kill me because I like it.